Hi guys, it's me Louisa. Welcome to the Unnoticed channel. If you're new to this channel, I'm so happy that you tuned in. I hope you enjoy this video, and don't forget to click on the subscribe button down below and also on the bell button next to the subscribe button. That way you get notified whenever we upload a video, you know what I mean? Okay, so in today's video is going to be a lot different. Mickey is not here with me, and that's because he's at work, and I just thought it would be really good to do this video. I've been posting a lot of like food recipes on Instagram, in my personal Instagram, and I found a lot of people have been asking me how I make those dishes. So one of those dishes was Hausa kooko, Ghana authentic Hausa kooko. Hausa kooko is like a street Ghanaian breakfast, food that I really love growing up. I really enjoyed it when I was growing up in Ghana, and I'm so happy that I finally know how to make it. So I just thought that it would be really nice, it will be good, and it'll be really helpful to those of you who don't know how to make it. This way you can make it right from the comfort of your own home. So if you're so interested in watching how I make my homemade Hausa kooko, just keep watching. Hi guys, so I'm just going to show you the ingredients I'm going to be using for this recipe, okay? So the first and foremost, what you're going to need is your ginger. So these are clean washed ginger that I've chopped into small chunks. As you can see, I've left the skin on the ginger, and that's because I read somewhere that there's a lot of like nutrients and nutrients on the skin, so hence why I left the skin on, but I made sure that they were well clean before chopping them up here. So you're gonna need some ginger. I didn't really measure the ginger that I have here, but these were the amount. So next you're going to need some negro peppers. These are also called wintia in Ghana. So I think I've got like 2 tablespoons full of wintia in that bowl. Then next you're going to need some cloves. I have here 2 tablespoons of cloves here. And then next you're going to need some dry red pepper, just to give it like a nice kick. I'm not sure the name of this type of pepper, but I got this from my local African shop. So this is the kind of pepper you're gonna need. Or you can also use any sort of dry chili of your choice. It doesn't matter. So first it's hot, and you can also control the amount of spice that goes into it. And then next you're going to need some flour. This is grounded fine millet flour, and I got this from the Asian shop right next to where I live. So this was about £2.99, very inexpensive. So I got like a full bag of this, and this is about 2 kilos, I believe. So I cut out some part of the the chili because I felt like it was a bit too much, so I just cut a little bit out. And what we're gonna do firstly is to sort out our spices. So here I'm gonna dump all my spices into my blender. We're talking about the ginger, the wintia or negro peppers, the dry chili and the cloves, and then we're going to add a little bit of water into it to make it a bit easier to blend. So here I'm dumping everything in the blender, and we're going to blend this up. So after everything has been blended, the next thing we're going to do here is to sieve our spices. Okay, so I've got a sieve here and a bowl underneath. So what I'm going to do is to rinse this off and sieve everything out, just to get rid of the chaffs. Yeah, so we're going to sieve this out and make sure that we separate the chunks from the liquid. The idea is to get a very fine liquid, okay, fine spicy drink here, which is going to be then mixed with the millet flour. Okay, so here I'm just going to make sure that I rinse the blender. I'm trying to make sure that I get everything out. Nothing is being wasted in this recipe. So I'm just going to separate the chunks the from the liquid, like so. So after I was able to sieve all the chunks out, I noticed that there were a few bits in the solution, so I decided to use my cheesecloth to sieve it even further. And here I'm going to share with you guys what I got after sieving using the cheesecloth. So as you can see, there were a few, bits in there. So you want to make sure that your spicy drink is very smooth without any chunks in it, because Hausa kooko has a very smooth consistency, a very smooth texture. So that is why we do this, to make sure that we achieve that result. So I pull the spicy solution or the spicy drink aside, and then I begin to work on the millet flour. So here I'm just opening the millet flour back up, cutting it up with the scissors, and I'm just going to transfer the flour in a bowl, in a plastic mixing bowl, like so. So what I do here is that I poured all the flour in my big container. For a minute I thought that my container wasn't big enough, but since it wasn't big enough, but this is the biggest container or mixing bowl I have, so I just had no choice than to work with it. So I just poured every bit of the flour in my mixing bowl. So what I do next is that I created a small hole in the flour, and then what I'm gonna do is to pour the solution in that hole and make it a little bit easier to mix without creating a lot of mess. So as you can see, I'm carefully mixing the flour with the spicy fluid, okay, the spicy solution. So I do it bit by bit just to try and prevent myself from making a lot of mess here. So you want to try and keep doing this until it is well mixed, okay? So I added more water to the mixture when the spicy solution was all used up. I make sure that I added enough water into the dough to make sure that it's well combined, because it was still, dry flour underneath my bowl. So as you can see, it's like I'm kneading the dough. This is a lot of hard work, guys. This is not easy. I remember I had to take breaks every now and then because I was tired. So I kept kneading and adding a lot of water until I got this consistency, okay, until I got this texture. This is the kind of texture you want, okay. This is how thick you want your dough to be. So the next thing I do is I measure about 1 cup of the dough. I measured 1 cup of this dough and then, transferred it into a glass bowl. So next I added about 2.5 cups of water, transferred it and added it into the dough. Here I'm just going to make sure that I mix it really well to make sure that it is well dissolved in the water. After mixing it, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to cover this up with the lid. You want to make sure that you use a bowl that has a lid. So we're going to cover the lid and leave it overnight to ferment. Okay. The fermentation process is very important because it is what gives it that authentic, taste, that authentic Ghana cocoa taste. Okay. The next day when you come, you realize that the water has been separated from the dough itself. The dough or the flour settles down whilst you see the water on top. So here I have separated the liquid from the top. Okay, so here I just pour the liquid from the solution, the liquid into a saucepan and make it boil for about 15 minutes. So after letting my solution boil for a few minutes, I decided to add a little bit of water because I realized that it was a bit, the liquid was a bit too small. You can always add hot water instead of using the fermented liquid. It's all up to you. But yeah, so I added a little bit of water to increase, the volume of these of my cocoa. So I'm mixing this very well. And then I'm just gonna let it boil continuously for another 6 minutes. So after the liquid has been boiling for 15 minutes, I then add the thick millet solution into it. So you want to be stirring as you're adding it into it. You keep stirring until it starts to thicken up. Once it starts to thicken up, keep stirring for a few more minutes and then let it sit. Okay. As you can see here, my cocoa is done. There is no time wasting here. I am finished with this cocoa. I'm just letting it sit for a few seconds. Then after that, I'm going to turn off the fire. And that is it, guys. That is Hausa cocoa. This is Hausa cocoa, guys. I still cannot believe that me of all people is making Hausa cocoa from my own kitchen. In Ghana, we were so used to going out to buy it because it was just cheap. Hausa cocoa was that cheap that you just didn't, there was no need for you to make it at home, okay? So I am so grateful to be able to, to be able to make this delicious street breakfast from my own kitchen. Okay, my husband was so happy when he saw this. He couldn't wait to eat it. I couldn't wait to eat it. We were so excited to try this. It made us feel like we were back home. It made us feel so at home. And I think for a minute we even forgot that we were in the UK, guys. So this is my homemade Hausa cocoa. I hope you enjoy it. Please leave any comments, any questions you may have on this, and I will be so happy to answer them in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe. That way I know that you like this type of videos, and I will try and upload, even more cooking recipes. Okay? Stay blessed and have a nice day, and take good care of yourself, guys. So thank you, and see you next time in my next video. Bye.